Good morning, children. Today we are going to study the laws of reflection. Some of you raised the question that there was some difficulty in understanding the incident ray and the rays basically, and the angle of incidence, angle of reflection. So today, while I will be telling you this explaining you the laws of reflection, at the same time I'll keep on explaining those things also. So hope it will be clear today. So there are two laws of reflection. See, basically, in your syllabus, you will be studying the plane mirrors. Okay. So you will be studying the plane mirrors. So first we'll study the laws of reflection, and then we will see how the image is formed from a plane mirror. Okay. So first law is the incident ray normal and the reflected ray lie in the same plane, right? So we had studied these three things, that the incident ray, normal and the reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. This is the first law. And the second one, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So from wherever the reflection is taking place, these two laws should be followed in case of reflection. Okay. So now I'll show you the diagram. So you will also make in the same way. That is why I have not made earlier. I'll be showing you how to draw this diagram. So please take care while you draw it, and just try to practice this diagram. So first we'll make a reflecting surface. Okay, this is a reflecting surface. Please use scale while you make the diagram. Okay, so this is a reflecting surface, and because I'm saying it's a reflecting surface, that means it should be a mirror. So I told you that day, when we draw a mirror, what we do, draw a surface and draw hatching behind it. Okay, this is very important. Don't forget to draw these lines. Okay, otherwise this surface will be considered as a transparent sheet, but we are not studying reflections from transparent sheets. No, reflection should be taking place from this type of a mirror. Okay, so now just draw a normal from on this reflecting surface. You can use a protractor over here. I am just drawing like this, but you can use a protractor. Okay, keep the protractor on this line and make a 90-degree angle on this, right? This angle should be of 90 degree. So draw a normal like this. This is the normal. Let me write it over here. Fine. Now a ray is coming on this reflecting surface from somewhere. Right now we are not talking about the object कि कहाँ से ray आ रही है, that is not important for us, but a ray is coming towards this thing. Okay, so because the ray is coming towards this reflecting surface, that is why I will make an arrow like this, and the ray which is coming towards the surface, that is known as the incident ray. Okay, so this ray will be called as the incident ray. Fine, because it is coming towards the reflecting surface. So two things are clear: incident ray and normal. And ray is a representation. You see, you don't see light coming from somewhere, no? You just see brightness over there. But when we are studying the image formation and other things, we need rays. We need something to represent light, right? So ray is something that we use to represent the light coming or going away from a surface. Okay, so that is called a ray. And how do we draw a ray? We just draw a line and an arrow showing the direction of the light coming and going, right? Now this light ray has come to the surface and now it will reflect. Okay, so from here it will reflect. Please use scale while you draw the diagram. Okay, so this ray is, see, light ray came like this and now it is reflecting. That means it will go away from the mirror. That means it is a this ray is the reflected ray. Okay, this ray is the reflected ray. Now what is happening, see, the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray, they are all lying on this plane only. Alright, okay, this is the plane, this is the reflecting, this was a reflecting surface, and this plane, this is the page. The page is a plane. Okay, so the incident ray, normal and the reflected ray, they are lying on the same plane. Okay, so you have to remember this law. Then the next one is angle of incidence and angle of reflection. About that, so angle of incidence, the angle between the incident ray and the normal. Okay, the angle between the incident ray and the normal, this angle will be known as the incident ray. And the angle between the reflected ray and the normal, this angle, this will be known as the angle of reflection. So you will denote it by R, right? And what does the law say? The angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So when you will draw this kind of diagram, you have to keep in mind that I should be equal to R. Fine. So you can use a protractor. What you can do? First you draw the line as I did. This, draw the reflecting surface with the hatching. Draw normal using a protractor. Normal means you will be making a 90-degree angle over here. Okay, this angle should be of 90 degree. Use a protractor for that. Then from this line you can use a protractor and draw some angle, say 30 degree. Suppose you draw this line at 30 degree. Okay, then this angle should also be of 30 degree. Okay, so just take some time to understand this. See this video once or twice and then try drawing it yourself using a scale, protractor. Fine. So, and draw with the help of a pencil. Please keep in mind, you will take these things with you while drawing the diagram. Use pencil, scale, protractor. Fine. And for the very first time you will draw very light lines, and then later on you can darken them once the diagram is correct. Okay, so this is the diagram of a reflection taking place from a plane mirror. Here we are showing just single light rays, and so these are the laws of reflection, that the incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they are lying on the same plane, and the angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. Fine. Then you have to study the reflection from plane mirror. Let me show you your book. So this was the law of reflection. We have finished this activity you can skip. Then see here, this diagram you can see, this is a plane mirror kept just like this, perpendicular on the plane of paper. Okay, here, from here they are making some incident ray to fall on this mirror. Okay, and then this reflected ray can be seen coming like this. Okay, so what you can do this at home. Just see how they have taken this, take a piece of paper like this and make a slit in it. Use a torch. Now this light coming out will behave like a ray. As I told you previously also, ray is a part of light. Okay, a small stream of light. So this is how a small part of light is taken. This is behaving like a ray. Let it fall on a plane mirror, and then you will be able to see it reflecting like this. Fine. So now you have to study the image formed by a plane mirror. So see, there are two types of images, virtual and real. The image formed from a plane mirror is a virtual one. Okay, so we will come to this one by one. See, there are two types of images. Real and virtual. Okay, so real images are those which can be formed on a screen. These real images can be formed on a screen. Okay, and virtual images cannot be formed on a screen. Fine. Now in your book there is this image formation of the plane mirror shown, but this will take a lot of time to explain, and because I have taught you one ray diagram today, so I won't explain this to you today. Okay, because this will be too much for you. Okay, so in the next lecture I'll be making just one video for this diagram only. Okay, so that it is clear for you all. So for now just skip figure 4.6. okay, for now we will skip this. We will just take an introduction of plane mirror. So the images formed from plane mirror have these characteristics. First, they are virtual. Okay, that means they cannot be taken on a screen. Then second one, erect. Erect means if you are standing in front of the mirror with your head up and feet down, then the image also standing in the same way. ऐसा नहीं है कि इमेज का सर नीचे और पैर ऊपर हो गया. ओके, उल्टा नहीं होगा. इमेज इज ऑल्सो स्टैंडिंग इन द सेम वे. ओके, इफ आई टेक this pen in front of a mirror and I keep it like this, then ऐसा नहीं होगा कि जो इमेज होगी इसकी वो मुझे ऐसी दिखाई दे. नहीं, इमेज भी ऐसी ही दिखाई देगी. राइट, सो दैट दिस इज कॉल्ड इरेक्ट. और अगर उल्टा दिखाई देगा, इफ द इमेज हैज़ बीन inverted, then we say that it is the image formed is inverted one. But in case of a plane mirror, we find that the image is always erect. Then the image is of the same size as the object. जब आप शीशे के सामने खड़े होते हैं, what happens? जितने बड़े आप हैं उतने ही लंबे दिखाई देते हैं, है ना? That means the image is of the same size. Then at the same distance from the mirror as the object. Right? बिल्कुल मिरर के पास खड़े हो जाओ और फिर थोड़ा थोड़ा दूर होते जाओ, आपकी इमेज भी उतनी ही दूर होती जाएगी. राइट, दैट मीन्स द इमेज इज ऑल्सो एट द सेम डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द मिरर. देन द इमेज इज लिटरली इन्वर्टेड. कैन यू सी हियर दिस ambulance is written inverted, and in the mirror you can see it written correctly. Now that is because the image becomes laterally inverted, right? So you write some alphabets and just keep it in front of the mirror. Try to read the image. You will see that all the alphabets ऐसे के बजाय ऐसे पलट चुका होता है, right? This is called lateral inversion. मतलब लेफ्ट जो है वो राइट की तरफ और राइट लेफ्ट की तरफ दिखने लगता है, ठीक है. तो lateral inversion is shown here. If you hold up your right hand before a mirror, your image will hold up the left hand, right? If you shut your left eye, your image will shut the right eye. And if you hold up a printed line, you may not be able to make out what it says because B will look like D, P will look like Q, and so on. This is called the lateral inversion. So how do you define lateral inversion? The interchange of left and right between an object and its image is called lateral inversion. Okay, this is the definition of lateral inversion. So for today, you will learn the characteristics of plane mirror. These are 5: virtual, erect, of the same size as the object, at the same distance from the mirror, and laterally inverted. So we'll learn these 5 characteristics of the plane mirror, and what else I have given you. You will practice this diagram using pencil, scale, and protractor. Okay. The another diagram that I told you that I'll show you in the next lecture, that was figure 4.6. That I'll try showing you with the help of scale and protractor, so that things are even more clear to you all. That's all for today, children.